Welcome back to Pattaya Info, your trusted source for the latest updates happening across Pattaya and the surrounding areas. Today's report includes several major incidents that unfolded during the busy Songkran holiday period, including chaos on Walking Street, a tragic high-rise death under investigation, a shocking accident at a popular viewpoint, and a violent street fight that has sparked major public backlash online. So let's get straight into the news. In our first report today, two foreign tourists have come under heavy criticism after they were caught on camera spraying a fire extinguisher along Pattaya's famous Walking Street, creating panic and confusion among crowds celebrating Songkran. According to online reports, the incident happened early Sunday morning, April 12, 2026, during the final hours of nightlife activity in South Pattaya. A short video clip, believed to be around 24 seconds long, was posted to social media at approximately 5:16 a.m. and quickly went viral. In the footage, a tall and large-built Caucasian man can be seen wearing a white shirt and black shorts. He is holding what appears to be a dry chemical fire extinguisher. Instead of using it for emergency purposes, he begins spraying the extinguisher into the air, creating a thick cloud of white powder that spreads across the street. Witnesses say the man swung the extinguisher around as if it were part of a Songkran water fight, laughing and treating it like a toy, while people nearby appeared shocked and confused. A local motorcycle taxi driver, identified as Miss Aon, aged 43, told reporters that the situation happened at around 4 a.m., shortly after entertainment venues in the area had begun closing. She explained that the two tourists somehow obtained the extinguisher from an unknown source and then began spraying it upward and waving it around repeatedly, almost as if they were trying to imitate the water-splashing festival atmosphere. But unlike water, this chemical powder filled the air quickly, reducing visibility and alarming people nearby. Many pedestrians reportedly panicked and ran away, fearing the substance could be harmful or dangerous to breathe. Several security guards and locals attempted to stop the men, warning them that their behavior was inappropriate and unsafe. However, by the time anyone could properly intervene, a large amount of powder had already spread across the busy street area. At some point, someone was able to grab the fire extinguisher away from the tourists. After that, witnesses claim the tourists pushed through the crowd and quickly ran away, disappearing before authorities could arrive. Miss Aon later urged all visitors to celebrate responsibly and to remember that Pattaya remains a shared public space for both tourists and locals. She stated that while Songkran is meant to be fun, people must still understand boundaries, and actions like this can cause serious fear, health concerns, and public disruption. The incident triggered widespread criticism online, with many social media users calling the act reckless, disrespectful, and potentially dangerous, especially in a crowded nightlife environment where people may already be intoxicated or vulnerable. As of the latest update, it remains unclear if the suspects have been identified or located. Authorities are expected to review available CCTV footage in the Walking Street area, though it is not yet confirmed whether any formal charges will be filed. Now we move to a much more serious and tragic case, where police are investigating the mysterious death of a woman who fell from a high-rise condominium building in Pattaya's Naklea area. The victim was identified as a 37-year-old woman from Rayong province. She was found dead after falling from a condominium building in Banglamung district, and police are now working to determine whether the death was caused by an accident, suicide, or possible foul play. The incident was reported at approximately 10:36 p.m. on April 11, 2026. Police Sub-Lieutenant Wang Saithorn Mok Nan, a deputy investigation officer at Banglamung Police Station, received an emergency call reporting that someone had fallen from a significant height. He immediately notified his superiors, including Police Colonel Sarawut Nuch Narat, the superintendent of Banglamung Police Station. Officers then rushed to the scene alongside rescue teams from the Sawang Boribun Thomasatan Foundation, as well as forensic experts from the Chonburi Provincial Unit. At the location, officers discovered the body of the woman lying face down beside the condominium building, which is reported to be approximately 21 stories tall. She was reportedly wearing a long blue nightdress. Authorities stated that there were visible injuries and abrasions across her body, which are believed to have occurred during the fall. However, investigators also noted suspicious wounds on her right arm, described as stab-like marks or injuries caused by a sharp object. Because of these unusual details, police treated the scene as highly sensitive and immediately secured the area to prevent contamination of evidence. During questioning, police spoke with a foreign national identified as Mr. Gabellini, aged 65, an Italian citizen. He told officers that he had been inside his room on the 20th floor when the woman, whom he described as an acquaintance, was still alive. Later, after learning that someone had fallen, he went downstairs and was reportedly shocked to discover that it was her. The man strongly denied having any sexual relationship with the woman and stated that she had stopped contacting him around 3 days ago. Residents inside the building provided additional information, stating that the Italian man and the deceased woman appeared close. According to neighbors, the man stayed on the 20th floor, while the woman lived on the 4th floor. Some residents also mentioned that the woman often kept to herself and was believed to have been dealing with depression, although no one could immediately confirm her mental state in the days leading up to the incident. At first, authorities could not determine which floor she fell from. However, investigators later located a clue. A pair of flip-flops believed to belong to the victim was found on the 14th floor. Police collected the footwear as evidence, believing it could help identify the point of origin and clarify the circumstances surrounding the fall. The body has since been transported for a full autopsy, which will be critical in determining whether the injuries were caused entirely by the fall or whether there were signs of harm prior to the incident. Police are also reviewing witness statements and any available CCTV footage, though some areas reportedly have limited camera coverage. At this stage, the investigation remains open, and authorities have not ruled out any possibilities. Next, we turn to another incident that also went viral online, a dramatic accident involving an elderly Swedish driver at a well-known viewpoint near Jomtien, Pattaya. According to reports, an 83-year-old Swedish man crashed his pickup truck at the popular Yin Yam Beach viewpoint, located near Pattaya Soi 5. The crash reportedly involved the vehicle smashing into parked motorcycles, destroying a metal railing, injuring a tourist, and then plunging down approximately 3 meters onto the beach below. The incident happened at around 4 p.m. on April 12, 2026, during the busy Songkran holiday period, when many Thai and international tourists were visiting scenic landmarks around Pattaya. Witnesses described the vehicle as a black Mitsubishi Triton pickup truck. They stated that the truck suddenly veered off course and accelerated unexpectedly, crashing through the roadside railing. The truck then slammed into at least 2 parked motorcycles, causing severe damage. But the accident did not stop there. The truck continued forward, broke through barriers, and fell off the edge of the viewpoint, dropping down onto the sand area below. It eventually came to a stop near a cluster of blue buoys along the beach. The crash caused panic among many people who were relaxing nearby, taking photos or watching the sea view. During the impact, one tourist was injured after being struck by a piece of metal railing, believed to break loose during the collision. Emergency responders quickly arrived and provided first aid before transporting the injured person to a nearby hospital. The driver was identified as Mr. Hans, an 83-year-old Swedish national. He suffered chest injuries and was later found to have a heart pacemaker implanted on the left side of his chest. Authorities believe the crash may have been caused by a medical emergency, such as sudden loss of consciousness or a recurrence of a pre-existing health condition. One witness, a woman identified as Miss Cao Kanya, aged 30, told reporters that her foreign boyfriend was standing at the viewpoint admiring the sunset when they suddenly heard a loud engine accelerating. Seconds later, the truck slammed into the parked motorcycles and slightly struck her boyfriend, causing his injuries. Police are now working to confirm the exact cause of the accident. Officers are reviewing CCTV footage from nearby areas and interviewing witnesses to determine whether the driver experienced a medical emergency or whether other factors may have played a role. The investigation remains ongoing. Now we move to a disturbing viral incident that has sparked major backlash online after a violent fight allegedly involving Pattaya motorbike taxi drivers and foreign tourists. This incident reportedly occurred in the evening of April 12, 2026, in Soi 6, Pattaya. A graphic video clip recorded by a bystander spread rapidly across social media platforms, showing what appears to be a physical assault involving multiple individuals wearing orange motorbike taxi vests.
In the footage, multiple men can be seen kicking and punching at least one foreign tourist. The tourist is knocked to the ground while another foreign man attempts to help him. Several other people are also visible in the scene, including bystanders and individuals whose nationality remains unclear. The video triggered widespread anger online, with many viewers criticizing the level of violence shown, particularly during the Songkran holiday, a time meant for celebration, tourism, and cultural enjoyment. Reporters who later visited the area near a beer bar in the Soi found that no injured individuals or suspects remained at the scene. Songkran celebrations continued normally in the area afterward, with both Thai and foreign tourists continuing to splash water and take part in festivities. However, anonymous witnesses reportedly told reporters that the incident began when two foreign tourists were playing Songkran using water guns. According to these witnesses, the tourists allegedly sprayed water toward a group of motorbike taxi drivers, which led to an argument. That argument quickly escalated into a physical confrontation. At this time, no official complaint has been filed at Pattaya City Police Station, and no victims have formally stepped forward to report injuries. However, police investigators have stated they plan to visit the area, gather evidence, and review video footage to identify those involved. Authorities are expected to take legal action if sufficient evidence is collected, especially if the violence is confirmed and individuals can be identified. This incident has raised renewed concerns about safety and behavior during the Songkran holiday period in Pattaya, particularly in nightlife zones, where alcohol, crowds, and misunderstandings can quickly lead to conflict. Officials may increase monitoring in these high tourist areas to prevent further incidents that could harm Pattaya's image as a global travel destination. As always, Pattaya Info reminds both tourists and locals to celebrate responsibly, respect each other's boundaries, and avoid actions that could lead to injury or serious legal consequences. So, to summarize today's main developments, Walking Street was disrupted after tourists allegedly sprayed chemical powder from a fire extinguisher, causing panic. Police are investigating the suspicious death of a woman who fell from a high-rise condominium. A Swedish driver suffered a possible medical emergency and crashed his pickup truck off a viewpoint in Jomtien. And finally, a violent altercation in Soi 6 has gone viral, with police now expected to investigate further. These stories are still developing, and we will continue to follow any updates as they become available. Thank you for watching Pattaya Info. If you found this report useful, please consider liking the video, subscribing, and staying connected for the latest breaking news from Pattaya. And as always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next update.